Welcome back students. Let us start part 4 and in this I am going to explain methods of demand forecasting. Methods of demand forecasting. The methods can be divided into two parts, survey method and statistical method. Under survey method there is expert's opinion, Delphi method, consumer survey, market experiment, and consumer survey is divided into three parts, complete enumeration, sample survey, end use, and statistical method is divided into two parts, trend analysis and regression method. So let us understand what is survey method. For forecasting the demand for product, survey methods are often used. Following are the various survey methods. Number 1, experts' opinion survey. This method is based on the opinion of experts who have a feel about the product. These experts are salesmen, sales manager, marketing managers, etc. Now we will discuss what are the advantages of expert opinion method. Number 1, this method is very simple. The time duration to arrive at forecast may be very short. It involves very low cost. And the disadvantages, this is often purely subjective because the opinion given by each expert may be the personal. It is likely to be biased. The experts may not be aware of the broader economic changes. Second, Delphi method. This is a variant of expert opinion method. An attempt is made to arrive at a consensus in an uncertain area by questioning a group of experts repeatedly until the responses appear to converge along a similar line. Here is an attempt done to bridge the gap between the opinions given by different experts. Now, advantages of Delphi method. It generates non-structural opinion in place of unstructured opinion. It enables the respondents to be forthright in their views. It enables the forecaster to put the problem to the expert at one time and have their responses. Limitations, it could be tedious and costly. The success of this method depends on expertise, knowledge, experience and aptitude of the coordinator. It is still a poor proxy for market behavior of economic variables. Third method, consumer survey method. It is the most direct approach to demand forecasting because in this method the consumers themselves are asked about their future consumption plans. Consumer survey may be attempted through following methods. Number 1, complete enumeration method. Under this method, the forecaster undertakes a complete survey of all consumers whose demand he intends to forecast. All the potential consumers are asked about the amount of the commodities they would like to purchase in the forecast period. After collecting this information, forecast can be obtained by adding the probable demands of all the consumers. Advantages, the forecaster does not introduce any bias. The demand forecast is likely to be more accurate than many other methods. Limitations, it is a tedious process. There can be large number of errors in data collection. It is time consuming and costly. Consumers may not always reveal their true preferences. Next, sample survey method. In this method, forecasters select a sample of consuming units from the relevant population instead of all and then collects the data. A sample of consumers are asked questions about the product. These surveys can be conducted by questioning people at shopping centers or by using questionnaires. Advantages: this method is less tedious and less costly. Second, the consumer surveys are useful in detecting changes in consumers' taste and preferences. Consumer surveys can also be useful in detecting consumers' awareness of an advertising campaign by a firm. Limitations: there may be sampling error. The success of the method depends upon the choice of sample and cooperation of the selected consumers. Sometimes consumers are unable or unwilling to provide accurate answers. Next, end use method. In this method, demand for product is forecasted through survey of its user. This method is used when the product is used for more than one use. Advantages: it provides use-wise demand forecast. It can be helpful in manipulating future demand. It helps the government in framing policies. And limitations: its main limitation is that it requires every firm to have a plan of production correctly for the future period. Fourth point, market experiment. There are two approaches, actual and stimulated. Actual market experiments, these are conducted in the actual marketplace in several ways. Select several markets or stores with similar socio-economic characteristics and then change the price, packaging, etc. in some or all the markets or stores. By observing the consumer's behavior, the firm can find out the effects on the demand for product. Advantages: market experiments are useful in the process of introducing a product for which no other data exists. Disadvantages: the inferences drawn from this method may not be realistic. Competitors may try to sabotage the experiment. The next, stimulated market experiment or consumer clinics. It is also called laboratory experiments, where a set of consumers may be provided with a sum of money and ask them to shop in a stimulated store. During the experiment, the prices of the products, packaging will be varied in order to observe how the consumer react to the change. Shortcomings: the consumers are not likely to act normally as they would be in the real market situation. Second, there is likely to be high cost of conducting the experiment, and the consumers may not take the experiment seriously because they do not spend their own money. So these are the various types we have discussed, and again I am telling you, this is only the one part we have discussed, that is survey method. Under survey method, the 4 points: experts opinion, Delphi method, surveys, consumer survey, market experiments, and complete enumeration, sample survey, end use. So the half part of demand methods of demand forecasting we completed, that is only survey method. But the question can be the full question: explain the methods of demand forecasting, where you have to cover both the methods, survey method and statistical method. Statistical method we are going to continue in the next part. Thank you very much.